It honestly seems like I make one of these videos like every year at this point. It's like a yearly tradition. Yearly tradition of talking about the failures of the Crew 2 the previous year and how it will probably fail in the next year. Not to be a Debbie Downer, but the Crew 2 in 2020 was not good, to put it diplomatically. 2020 saw a few updates, most notably the Hollywood update, the summer in Hollywood update that added mooted events, 7 new mooted events, and a boatload of new cars. Ivory Tower's never had a problem with adding cars into their games. They add a lot of awesome cars, in-demand cars, so I can't fault them for that at all. But I can fault them for the fact that they don't add any other content aside from that into the game. But never fear. A new way of delivering content is here that no one wanted. It's called the Motorpass, and that was added to the Crew 2 in 2020 as well, late 2020, along with a new episodic system of how they're delivering content. Instead of having like a big update every 3 months, we have new episodic content releases. So basically every 2 months we're getting a new episode which is based around a core theme. New events and content is being released through that. But there's a catch. You see, they have the Motorpass, which runs alongside every episode. Now, a battle pass could be a cool way of adding in new content, like other games do it, like Call of Duty Warzone, Fortnite do it, and basically you buy into it, and if you actually complete the battle pass in those games, you actually have enough in-game currency in order to buy the next battle pass without having to whip out your wallet and buying it yourself. However, the Crew 2's battle pass doesn't have that. You may have enough crew credits to buy it once or twice, but the more and more battle passes you buy, the less and less crew credits you will earn, because even if you complete the battle pass, you're not going to have enough crew credits to buy the next one. You're not going to earn enough. It's stupid, awful way of trying to monetize the game, and it reeks of a desperation move. I've already made a video on it, so I'm not going to talk about it further, but that's just kind of like a recap of the Crew 2 in 2020 content-wise. And this game, they preached that this game is going to be a live service game, and to be fair, people give them probably a lot more credit than they deserve for updating this game, but most of the content updates, I'd argue, every single content update to the Crew 2 has been pretty lackluster at best, to say pretty diplomatically, since Hot Shots. And that was 2019. So that leads us to the Crew 2 in 2021. There are a few things we know about upcoming content to the Crew 2. We know, for one, that it's going to be released in episodic stages. So every 2 months we're going to get a new battle pass, because that's what everyone wanted. And we're also going to get some new events. Now, basically, I'm not hyped for these one bit, considering that the chase, which I've been asking for cops in the Crew 2 ever since the first game, ever since they announced that they weren't in the game, it's another missing feature from the Crew 1 that they still haven't added into the Crew 2. Chase update is cool and all, but it's lackluster. It's not fun. Like, you can get everything done in it within like half an hour. It's boring. After a while, like, there's no need to play it after like the first couple times. There's nothing endgame about it. It's nothing long term. It feels lazy. That's what I'm trying to say. It feels lazy. It feels cheap. It's not good content. It's not good endgame content. And when most of the content in this update is locked behind a battle pass, like that you have to like buy, then that just takes the fun out of it. That's like adding more steps, you know? It's basically a harder way of buying. It's a more convoluted way of buying DLC. Why not just make a better expansion and release it as an expansion? You did that with the Crew 1, and you obviously made enough money to make a second game from that, so I don't understand what they're trying to do here. You want people to invest in your game, make a good expansion. With the Crew 2, everything just seems to fucking leak for the Crew 2, I don't know why. We already know what the next update's gonna be, the episodic content. I'm not gonna spoil it here, in case you don't know, but we already know what that is. So, and if that is what it is, then that's just probably maybe 5, 6, 7, maybe even 10 more events that you can get done in an hour. Some new cars, have fun. New battle pass, please buy. And that's pretty much going to be the theme for the Crew 2 in 2021. I honestly don't see a bright future. There is no bright future for this game, let's be honest. They ignore all of the problems with the game, and they're just adding in these battle passes, trying to nickel and dime you for everything, going back on their word. It leads me to believe one of two things, and I'm actually gonna make a separate video on this main topic. Either Ivory Tower is spending most of their time working on the Crew 3, which is insane to think, considering that most of these updates have had me feeling this way, going back like 2 years already. Or Ivory Tower just doesn't have enough money to the point where like they can't even do anything. The reason they're nickel and diming us is because they don't have that much money. Their coffers are in the red. So that's really one of two things, and if it is the latter, then we're not even gonna probably see a Crew 3 unless Ubisoft steps in and gives them a small loan of $1 million or something. I don't know. The Crew 2 has just been nothing but a massive disappointment for the past 3 years, and if they go developing this game into 2022, there's no fucking point at that point. Just bring on the Crew 3 already if they have the money, but if they don't have the money, then that's a bit of a yikes. But then it should be a lesson in the sense that like just you should listen to your consumers more often. You should actually give them what they want, which is obviously not what they've been doing with the Crew 2. I don't know. That's kind of my, I guess, yearly wrap-up of the Crew 2, I guess you could say. Thank you all for watching. If you want to see more, let me know down below in the description. That's it for me tonight. I'll see you guys in my next video. Have a good night, everyone.